I'm Laura. I am the Chief Innovation Officer of BBD Perfect Storm. I head up our social and digital innovation unit, obsessed with helping brands connect with digital culture in that respect. So I am here to chat you through the social commerce revolution. Now, this is quite a big deal, and I'm going to show you some big numbers. It's quite a meaty subject matter, so I've tried to keep it top line, but do come and talk to me afterwards if there's any questions. What kind of started out as product tagging and Facebook kind of taking a real kind of take on that is turned into a fully fledged platform native shopping experience. And it is growing mightily. So today, in 2025, social commerce is predicted to account to nearly 17% of global online sales. That's not full retail sales in general. This is full online sales. So we're looking at e-commerce in that respect. It's 17% in 2025. £16 billion market value is expected by 2028. That's doubling really from where we are right now. That's just in the UK. Globally, when we're looking at that, we're looking about, I've heard there's many figures out there, the largest being $17.8 trillion in terms of 2033. That's what we're looking at. So this isn't really going anywhere. Why is that? Because big tech firms are investing, and they're investing big. So when they're taking note, it matters. We have more mobile penetration. Smart mobiles are increasing. People are accessing these channels more than ever globally. It is, of course, being driven by China, really, in Southeast Asia. That market is quite mature for live shopping, for example. But the UK is coming back strong. Now, TikTok Shop is probably a big part of that. When they launched in 2021, it was a little bit rocky, but certainly by 2024, they became the fastest online retailer in 2024. Not to be ignored. So, unsurprisingly, we've talked a lot about Gen Z today, but I'm actually going to give a little bit of attention to those millennials. It's interesting. At the minute, they are projected to be the largest demographic for social commerce spending at 33% of all spend. Gen Z aren't far behind at 29%. Now, you might find that quite surprising because I think everyone believes that Gen Z is the one potentially driving this. But actually, it's all about, in terms of that spend, they've got more access to money right now, and that's kind of makes sense with regards to how people are spending in this space. But social really, one thing to note here, it is the new search engine for this generation. It's rapidly become their go-to place for inspiration. Now, for Gen Z, YouTube, according to data, is still the best place for them to kind of source and find information about product. For product discovery is what we're talking about. But TikTok Shop is the leader for social purchase. So we talk about a fragmented digital world. It's still happening right now. So YouTube, they're looking at for product discovery. They're buying it potentially in TikTok. And just a little fact, because we're near Christmas, it is said to be predicted that 54% of Gen Z shoppers will find their gifts on TikTok Shop. So if you're not there, what's going to happen? So what makes it so appealing? Frictionless ecosystem. You probably hear about this a lot. I'd mentioned it there before. It goes from product tagging. It's now become a fully fledged ecosystem, from discovery, from peers, from influencers, from creators, going into that shop and then buying instantly. It's an intuitive interface. This is particularly on TikTok has really invested quite heavily in this space. You have Facebook, you have Snap, you've got Pinterest. But this is making it so easy for that discovery to delivery. It is shortening that journey completely, all in app. Entertainment meets commerce. I have heard it being called QVC meets Gen Z. And it's true, to be honest. Like QVC actually have kind of acquired 100,000 new customers in less than a year by going into TikTok live shopping. And this is where it's really interesting. We talk about it being theatre, and I think it's really important. I'll talk about this, but shopping in this area, they come here because it's entertainment combined with other things. This isn't a marketplace, it's not a functional shopping habit. They are being entertained and they're coming in and they're enjoying it and then they're instantly buying. So it's all about the interactivity, the immediacy and entertainment, even through gamification, trying it on in a snap filter. It's working and it's making them buy more. And when I talk about that, it is quite psychological. We talk about social proof. The more people are liking it, the more engaged they're going to be, the more rarity or kind of believability that this is going to run out anytime. Lots of tactics are being used in social selling with regards to that. And it's working to get them to kind of buy instantly. So scarcity and urgency, but also community. And again, this is why social commerce is really interesting. These are back to fans of your brand page, people who talk to each other, instantly share reviews, say they bought something, take it home, review it, put it on TikTok, get it on Facebook. Well, this is what I thought. And finally, AI-driven hyper-personalization. Now, my Gen Z gang at work said, I honestly, the best thing for me is it's just so easy. I didn't even realize I need it and I bought it anyway. Now there's a moral thing there, but in terms of this, it's just effortless. I didn't even know, but I know I'm interested in this group and that I'm interested in this product, or I've mentioned it and it's now on my feed and I can go and buy it. And that's what this generation love. Be as quick as possible. It's very natural for them. In-app purchasing doesn't bother them. Back to identity and just kind of being very used to giving away their data. So, but which brands are succeeding? Now, I could talk about Nike, Sephora, Elf Cosmetics in that respect, who have been very good to, as early adopters to bring into them social commerce side. I've also heard that M&S have just gone and dipped their toe in this area. But what I wanted to talk about was P. Louise Cosmetic. Anyone heard of P. Louise Cosmetics in the room? Bianca. Any more? There's one over there. A couple. Brilliant. No, that really helped. P. Louise Cosmetics is one of TikTok Shop's most successful businesses. It generated $2.2 million of sales in 12 hours in a live shopping extravaganza. This is a young girl from Manchester who ran a makeup academy, who built a community, a really strong community. She now has 3.2 million TikTok fans. And she is a juggernaut in the cosmetics industry. This is just an example of the live shopping channel that's running. They are giving away a makeup calendar if you spend £250 in their store. This isn't buy makeup for £5, £250 to get the free calendar. And you'll see all the comments coming up on the right. Got mine, got this, when do I get it? Where does it come? This is what fascinates me. You're going into the live store comes in, if you see on the right-hand side, whilst you're in their store. They're still talking to you, they're still selling to you, they're still talking about the urgency, the potential discounts. And she's winning. It's really interesting. This is a social first brand. They understand community. They understand how to talk to their audience. They understand how to drive discounts, the scarcity, the gamification, community coming together. We need 5 more viewers and we'll release a limited edition. It's an incredible ecosystem on that side, on the merchant side as well. Fascinating. So how do you get fit for success? You don't set up a shop and walk away. This is really interesting. It's like hiring someone new, putting them in an office and leaving them on their own and expecting them to get on with it without knowing anything that's going on. Don't do that. You can't just set up a store and say, I've got it, I've done it. This is an ecosystem. It demands many, many, many layers coming together to deliver what you want and to achieve what you want for growth. This is storytelling. I call it commerce storytelling teams. And this is really interesting because have you got the right teams that can talk the language of these socially native individuals who have their own language in social commerce? It's really important. And just like Alex said, feed the machine. It's important. I'll touch on that later with regards to the age of AI. So, what are the new sales tools in this new world? Brand and community, we mentioned it there. Brand identity is really, really important. You can't fake it. This audience care about it. You have to have a very clear reason as to why you're there and what you're doing. Hosting talent. Having an influencer who's never sold anything will not work in a TikTok shop. You need a new generation of talent who knows how to sell and get their community up and running. Also, don't treat this approach, in my take, as experimental. I see this as quite a strategic move, a long-term strategic move, and therefore you need to foster the right relationships with the right talent early on. Hosts can add the magic to live shopping. If you get that wrong, you'll turn people away quite quickly. It is a skill. Creators, influence, and partnerships. Leverage the trust economy. We mentioned it previously before. This generation care about peer recommendations. They care about what they're looking for acknowledgement as to are they doing the right thing. So leverage it, but be aware that this type of partnership is changing. Just back to P. Louise, they have affiliates. It's a big affiliate network with regards to that. Creators can become true business partners. So how do you organize your plan with these guys? So rather than seeing it as simply paid endorsers of a product, are they co-creators? What are you going to get them to kind of be in your revenue sharing program? You know, how you grow it for me, you'll get benefit from that. And you'll have a real, and that's what I'm talking about, non-experimental, long-term thinking and strategy. And social first content, I know it goes without saying, but platform native is so, so important. You stand out so clearly when you're not quite sure what this means when we say platform native. If you're not wearing the clothes of those around you, you will suddenly get sold down, you know, the river because you'll be kicked out instantly. So get the right teams, get the right people around you that can deliver this for you. I talk about audience language. It's really important. They do have their own codes of communication and you need the people who can understand that. So, but a quick look at the bigger picture. What is the advantage? Okay, so content discovery happens across platforms. So more than ever, and we've mentioned it, and we've touched on it about search. Search everywhere, optimizing every touch point matters. It is now pulling in feedback from Reddit. It will start pulling in TikTok. It matters that you've got reviews, peer recommendations. Authentic user reviews, there we go. Genuine social proof outweigh metrics like follower counts. If you've got 5 million follower accounts for AI search, they're not that interested in that. It will decide based on your reviews and what people are saying about you and if they're genuine. Google only has 20% of total search market, I believe, from some statistics. It's really important that you've got to look at this. I mentioned it before. Search isn't just happening in Google, it's happening in TikTok, it's happening in YouTube, it's happening in Instagram for this generation. So make sure you understand that. And a layered approach, I can't see this side of the thing. A layered approach ensures engagement, sustainability. Fresh content is important, which is why social is really interesting in making sure you're feeding that engine correctly. So a recap, I've got 4. Reimagine the customer journey. This isn't about adding a buy button and walking away and having a link through to your e-commerce site. It's very much a social environment where community and commerce intersect. And you need to be touching all of those different facets. Oh, I'll do this. I knew I'd do this. Keep the mic here. It's really important that these all come together and work together. You can't just focus on one. They all need to intersect. Develop new content capabilities. You need to build the skills and partnership with live streaming, for interactive formats, gamification, and you need to cultivate the whole hosting talent if this is where you're going to head. That's very specific for live shopping. Leverage the trust economy. Understand how you can make these partners for your growth within this particular area. And then think beyond tactical execution. So with AI becoming an important element of this isn't going anywhere in that respect. So how can this influence your kind of viewability or brand awareness in many, many, many different areas? Because it will be drawing this data in to bring you into the fold for ChatGPT, etc.